Hello and welcome to another week's analysis behind the news. A big thank you to the great JBS members who attended our council dinner in Oklahoma over the weekend. It was very nice to meet some of you and to share in your experiences. Our evening speakers gave great information regarding corruption in the Department of Justice and the corruption of the telling of history. And our afternoon sessions were directly geared for the activist. We focused on the topics of education from Freedom Project, vaccine choice, property rights, and how to effectively and successfully deal with state legislators, among others. Our council dinners are held 1 to 2 times a year across the country. The council meets to discuss the business side of JBS and to get an update from the CEO and others. The accompanying afternoon sessions and dinner presentations allow an opportunity for members to bring potential recruits and to learn more about the issues, strategy, and techniques. Keep your eye on our events calendars at jbs.org to watch for upcoming council dinners in your area. And of course, today is UN Day. Some members across the country have planned activities around this day, but they have renamed it as the UN Day of Shame. Presentations are scheduled for Utah, Washington, and Idaho, with Tennessee already holding activities earlier this month. Again, look online at jbs.org at our calendars to see if any of these are in your area. We'll take a slight break from politics today to bring you something even more disturbing. A reneging on promises made to certain military vets by the government. This story has made my blood boil. The LA Times reports thousands of California soldiers forced to repay enlistment bonuses a decade after going to war. The October 22nd article goes on to state, nearly 10,000 soldiers, many of whom served multiple combat tours, have been ordered to repay large enlistment bonuses and slapped with interest charges, wage garnishments, and tax liens if they refuse, after audits revealed widespread overpayments by the California National Guard at the height of the war's last decade. Investigations have determined that lack of oversight allowed for widespread fraud and mismanagement by California Guard officials under pressure to meet enlistment targets. And some of these officials have been charged and sentenced. But, as the article points out, instead of forgiving the improper bonuses, the California Guard assigned 42 auditors to comb through paperwork for bonuses and other incentive payments given to 14,000 soldiers, a process that was finally completed last month. Roughly 9,700 current and retired soldiers have been told by the California Guard to repay some or all of their bonuses, and the recoupment effort has recovered more than $22 million so far. The article also continues, Susan Haley, a Los Angeles native and former Army Master Sergeant who deployed to Afghanistan in 2008, said she sends the Pentagon $650 a month. She sends the Pentagon $650 a month, which is a quarter of her family's income, to pay down $20,500 in bonuses that the Guard says were given to her improperly. I feel totally betrayed, says Haley, who served 26 years in the Army along with her husband and oldest son, a medic who lost a leg in combat in Afghanistan. So here we have an executive branch and a legislative branch of the federal government that has made it a priority to send our all-volunteer troops into harm's way to further an unconstitutional war, which has helped to decimate our troops in several areas, including morale and the overall well-being of soldiers and their families. The military is being used and abused in various politically correct experiments that have seen military brass persecute Christian soldiers and force soldiers into serving with LGBT recruits. And because we have overextended our soldiers, bonuses are used to help keep these soldiers in ranks at the end of their enlistment. Anyone in business knows that it's cheaper to keep a quality employee than it is to hire and train someone new, so these bonuses are not the issue. The issue is that these bonuses were used improperly by recruiters across the country. But some California recruiters use this tool much more liberally than other states. So the soldiers in California are being targeted. Folks, does this make any sense to you? We ask our soldiers to sign a contract with their lives, and then the experience to which they are subjected to can sometimes kill them or maim them. We then provide them with subpar health care that usually will not address their core problems. We then place undue stress on their families up to and beyond the breaking point, and then wonder why suicide rates among vets are skyrocketing. Given what was gained and lost by the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, was the abuse that we put on our soldiers worth it? Many soldiers arriving home from the Vietnam War were spat upon by miscreants, and now it seems that the Pentagon has decided to step in and play the role of these miscreants and spit on those who fulfilled their contracts. The guilty recruiters in at least California have received justice, and the Pentagon or the President can deliver additional justice by wiping the slate clean for these soldiers. For these soldiers did nothing wrong. They accepted federal money to help out their country, fulfilled their obligations, and are now being forced to pay it back. If the President can free more than 700 criminals from drug charges, he, as well as Congress, can certainly fulfill our obligations to our vets. They deserve much more respect than this. They also deserve to not be used as tools to build up or tear down regimes in any sovereign country. They deserve to not be under any command outside of the U.S., especially the UN. And they deserve to be used as sparingly as possible in the defense of this nation, not to be trolling the world in search of monsters to devour. But yet, what do we hear from most presidential candidates? For the need to expand the war into Syria and to defeat ISIS. Well, how about we just stop poking the bear and focus on getting our federal government back into its limited government genie lamp? Are you with us? Join us at jbs.org. And if you like what we do, then be sure to share this video with your family and friends. Until next week, we'll see you then.